The Cleveland Cavaliers are facing a monumental challenge in the Eastern Conference Finals against the New York Knicks. The team must overcome a massive disadvantage that has eluded them for 2 decades. We break down everything you need to know about this historic matchup starting right now. Down 3 specific reasons why Donovan Mitchell and James Harden have the offensive advantage, and what plays Cleveland can use to turn the tide in this high-stakes series. Stay with us for the full analysis. The Cleveland Cavaliers face a monumental challenge as they enter the Eastern Conference Finals against the New York Knicks, carrying a significant disadvantage that has eluded them for 2 decades. NBA Prime broadcast data indicates a concerning trend, noting that 4 of the last 5 teams to navigate 2 Game 7s in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs have ultimately lost in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Cavaliers have navigated 2 Game 7 series in their playoff run, securing victories against the Toronto Raptors in the first round and the Detroit Pistons in the second. However, historically, teams facing this specific hurdle have struggled. The last instance of a team advancing to the conference finals after 2 Game 7s was the 2020 Denver Nuggets, who overcame 2 3-1 deficits before falling to the LA Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Prior to the Nuggets, the Toronto Raptors lost to the Cavaliers, led by LeBron James, in the East Finals after surviving 2 Game 7s. The structure of the postseason places immense pressure on Cleveland. Playing 7 games in a series drastically reduces rest time and lead preparation. This year, the Cavaliers will have less than 2 days to prepare for the Eastern Conference Finals against the Knicks, contrasting sharply with the Knicks, who enjoyed a full week of preparation following their sweep of the Philadelphia 76ers in the second round. Entering the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 8 years since LeBron James departed, the Cavaliers are seeking redemption. Head coach Kenny Atkinson acknowledged the team's journey, stating, "This was the next step for us. First day of training camp, I put up the playoff record over the last 3 years, 11-15. Atkinson emphasized the need to prove themselves again, noting, "We still have more to prove. That's the next part of it." The team's recent roster adjustments, including the acquisition of James Harden to alleviate pressure on Donovan Mitchell, have yielded production from supporting players like Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. Now, these players must contend with the Knicks, who are the channel YouTube favorites in the East Finals. Donovan Mitchell stressed the intensity of the immediate schedule, stating, "We can only breathe for about 12 hours, and then get right back to it." The series begins on Tuesday at Madison Square Garden at 8:00 Eastern Time. Cleveland Cavaliers have advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals of the 2026 NBA playoffs after securing a hard-fought victory over the Detroit Pistons in Game 7 on Sunday. The Cavaliers will now take on the New York Knicks in this high-stakes series, with the winner earning a spot in the NBA Finals. The series structure grants the New York Knicks home court advantage for several crucial matchups. Games 1, 2, 5, and 7 will be hosted at Madison Square Garden. Games 3, 4, and 6 will be played at Rocket Arena. This postseason run marks the Cavaliers' first appearance in the Eastern Conference Finals since the 2017-18 season, when they faced the Boston Celtics before being eliminated in the NBA Finals. The Eastern Conference champion will ultimately contend with the winner of the Western Conference Finals, a matchup set to feature the Oklahoma City Thunder against the San Antonio Spurs. Fans interested in attending the games at Rocket Arena can purchase tickets through the provided link. The full schedule for the Cavaliers-Knicks Eastern Conference Finals is now available. The New York Knicks face a pivotal moment as they head into Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, with the series set to be played at Madison Square Garden. This matchup carries significant historical weight for the Knicks, positioning them as the first team seeded third or lower with home court advantage in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs since the 1990 Trail Blazers, according to Josh Dubow of the Associated Press. The Knicks are riding an extraordinary wave of success, having won 7 consecutive games and remaining undefeated since April 23. Their 19.4-point margin of victory in their recent playoff run is the largest ever recorded in a single playoff stretch, demonstrating both dominance and efficiency. Furthermore, the team has enjoyed ample rest, having had 8 full days off before Game 1 commences on Tuesday night. In contrast, the Cleveland Cavaliers enter the series needing to recover after a grueling back-to-back 7-game series, affording them only 1 day to rest. While the Cavaliers may be in better game rhythm, the Knicks cannot afford to let rust affect their performance in this critical opening contest. Historical trends offer a mixed outlook. While teams coming off at least a week of rest have a strong playoff record, the Knicks face a unique challenge. They have never won a playoff series after losing Game 1 at home, a pattern repeated 7 times in franchise history. This history fuels a fierce sense of urgency, demanding a win, regardless of the immediate outcome. The rivalry between the Knicks and the Cavaliers is steeped in history, featuring previous matchups at MSG and during the 2023 playoffs. However, the teams are significantly different than in recent years. The Knicks core has evolved, with Mike Brown leading a lineup featuring Karl-Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, and Mikal Bridges, replacing the previous iteration. Cleveland has also undergone a substantial transformation, featuring new leadership and key acquisitions, including James Harden and Dennis Schroeder, alongside players like Max Strus and Sam Merrill. This series is far from a foregone conclusion. The Knicks are determined to start strong Tuesday night to prevent any repetition of past outcomes and secure their path to the conference finals. The Cleveland Cavaliers face a significant challenge in their Eastern Conference Finals against the New York Knicks, who enter the series with a considerable advantage following their semifinal run against the Philadelphia 76ers and a longer rest period. Despite the Knicks' depth, Sports Illustrated suggests several avenues for Cleveland to upset the New York squad and reach the NBA Finals. One key vulnerability for the Knicks lies in pick-and-roll coverage. Jalen Brunson reportedly struggles as a point-of-attack defender, and Karl-Anthony Towns faces difficulties defending in space. While Towns remains effective in the post due to his size, forcing him to move laterally exposes his body control and raises the risk of foul trouble. Conversely, the matchup presents a favorable offensive environment for Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. They are expected to have more space to operate within the pick-and-roll action and will not consistently encounter strong interior defense at the rim. Furthermore, consistent pick-and-roll action is anticipated to generate opportunities for the big men. Harden has developed strong chemistry with both centers, particularly Jarrett Allen, a connection that has been underutilized in previous postseason matchups but could prove crucial here. Cleveland can also exploit a weakness exposed by the Knicks' recent series against the Sixers: the absence of OG Anunoby in Games 3 and 4. With Anunoby nearly certain to return from a right hamstring injury for Game 1, he will still be adjusting to game speed against a Cavaliers team, having just completed a demanding 7-game stretch against the Detroit Pistons. Mitchell and Harden may look to attack Anunoby early, making it compelling to watch how the Knicks star performs in the initial minutes against the Cavaliers. In a separate development, Josh Hart, who recorded a season-high 8 three-pointers in a recent win, has seen his outside shooting cool off in the playoffs, currently shooting just 27.5% from 3 on 40 attempts. Analysts suggest that a consistent shooter like Hart will eventually find his rhythm, emphasizing the need for Cleveland's perimeter defense to remain solid and for Hart to command attention in the East Finals.